God says, "In the beginning, before time began, before the first heartbeat of creation, before light touched the face of the void, I was. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the eternal breath that gives life to dust, the voice that commands galaxies into existence." Darkness covered the deep, and silence ruled upon the endless waters. But I spoke, and my word shattered the stillness. "Let there be light." And light appeared. It obeyed my command, for my voice is the law of existence itself. I separated light from darkness. I called the light day, and the darkness I called night. There was evening and there was morning, the first day. Then I said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters." And I divided the waters above from the waters below. The skies were born, and the heavens stretched like a canopy over the earth. I gathered the waters under the heavens and called the dry ground to rise. I named it earth, and the gathered waters I called seas. From that earth I called forth green life, grass, seed-bearing plants, fruit-bearing trees, each according to its kind. The earth bloomed with color, and the fragrance of life filled the air. Then I placed lights in the heavens to separate day from night, to mark seasons, days, and years. I made the sun to rule the day, and the moon to rule the night. I scattered the stars like jewels across the canvas of eternity. I called life from the waters. Let the seas bring forth living creatures, and let the sky swarm with birds that fly. The oceans awakened, fish of every kind, creatures great and small, and the skies filled with wings that danced in the sunlight. I blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the waters and let birds fill the skies." Then I said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures, cattle, wild beasts, and all that creeps upon the ground." And it was so. The ground trembled with life, and I saw that it was good. Then came my greatest creation, the reflection of my own image, the being who would carry my breath, my likeness, my authority. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. From the dust I formed him. Into his nostrils I breathed the breath of life, and man became a living soul. I placed him in a garden, not of chaos, but of peace, a place called Eden, where rivers flowed with life and every tree was pleasing to the eye and good for food. I walked with him in the cool of the day. I spoke to him as a friend, and I gave him purpose, to rule, to tend, to multiply, to reflect my glory upon the earth. But man was not meant to walk alone. From his side I crafted woman, bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh, a reflection of unity and love. Together they stood, my image in two forms, complete and whole. And I blessed them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over every living thing that moves upon it." I saw everything I had made, and behold, it was very good. The heavens rejoiced, the earth sang, and creation stood in perfect harmony. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, all their hosts, all their wonders. And on the seventh day I rested, not from weakness but from satisfaction. My work was complete, my design was perfect, and my presence filled all that was made. I am still the beginning and the end, still the voice that calls light from darkness, still the hand that shapes destiny from dust. And even now I speak, to every soul that will listen, to every heart that seeks the light. For creation was not just a story, it was a promise that I am with you, from the first sunrise to the final breath. For I am. I planted a garden in the east, in Eden, a place of beauty and peace, where heaven touched the earth. From its heart flowed 4 rivers, and every tree grew that was pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the midst of the garden stood 2 trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I placed the man there to work the garden and care for it. and I gave him one command. You may eat freely from every tree, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you must not eat, for in the day you eat of it you shall surely die. I desired obedience not from fear, but from love, for love without choice is not love at all. I watched the man walk among the trees, naming the creatures I had made, the lion, the dove, the lamb. Yet in all creation, no companion was found for him. So while he slept, I took from his side a rib, and from it I formed woman, his reflection, his equal, his gift. When he saw her, he rejoiced. This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, he said, and I blessed them both, for they were one, innocent, unashamed, clothed only in light. They walked with me in the cool of the day. They heard my voice, they felt my presence, and peace reigned in every corner of Eden. But beyond the beauty, a shadow moved. The enemy, once glorious, now fallen, entered the garden, clothed in deceit. Through the serpent, he whispered his poison. Did God really say? And doubt was born. The woman looked upon the tree and saw that it was good for food, pleasant to the eyes, and desirable to make one wise. The seed of pride took root, the desire to be her own God, to know good and evil apart from me. She took the fruit and ate. Then she gave it to the man beside her, and he ate also. And in that moment, their eyes were opened. But what they saw was not wisdom. It was shame. They looked upon themselves and knew they were naked. The light that clothed them faded, and fear entered their hearts. When I came to walk in the garden, they hid among the trees. And I called out, Where are you? Not because I did not know, but because I wanted them to know what they had lost. The man said, I heard your voice and I was afraid. Fear, a word never spoken before that day. They had broken the covenant. They had chosen the lie over truth, death over life. I asked the man, Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? He said, The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit. And the woman said, The serpent deceived me. Blame replaced responsibility. Trust was shattered, and paradise began to fade. So I spoke judgment, not out of cruelty, but out of justice. To the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed. Upon your belly you shall crawl, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. A prophecy spoken in the dawn of time, a promise of redemption yet to come. To the woman, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and pain. In pain you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. To the man, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and disobeyed my command, the ground is cursed because of you. In toil you shall eat from it all your days. Thorns and thistles will rise from the dust. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, until you return to the ground. For from dust you were taken, and to dust you shall return. Even in their rebellion I had mercy. I clothed them with garments of skin, a symbol that blood must cover sin. But Eden could no longer remain their home, for sin cannot dwell where my holiness abides. So I sent them out, east of Eden, into a world that would now know pain, struggle, and death. At the gate of the garden I placed cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life. And I watched as they walked away, my beloved creation, bearing the weight of their choice. Yet even in their fall I did not abandon them, for I had already planned redemption, a way for man to return, a path of blood and grace. Through ages to come, prophets would speak of it, kings would dream of it, and heaven itself would prepare for the day when the seed of the woman would crush the serpent's head and restore what was lost. For though man fell, my love did not. Though the world darkened, my light would shine again. The story of Eden was not the end. It was the beginning of salvation.